Welcome to the Verification Academy. My name is Tom Fitzpatrick, Strategic Verification Architect. As Dennis mentioned, I'm also the Vice Chair of the Portable Stimulus Working Group. And today we're going to talk about Portable Stimulus, A New Hope. The title will come clear as we go along. All right, so we are living in an SoC world today. We've done a study every few years, and what we found is that currently 72% of all ASIC designs contain at least one embedded processor, and 59% of FPGA designs also contain embedded processors. So what that means is that processors become more than just setting up the hardware to let the hardware go. A large percentage of the functionality of a design is actually software that's running on the embedded processor. So what that means is that we want to be able to use the verification techniques that we start with at the block level all the way through to the system level. So what that means is at the block level, we have a block, typically RTL, and there's generally what I refer to as two interfaces. There's the external VIP that's kind of pretending to be the real world, and the internal VIP, which is the bus that it gets connected to that will eventually talk to the rest of the system. So we want to test the block standalone, but then the block becomes part of the system, and we want to be able to reuse as much as possible of that verification infrastructure and the verification intent of the block when we're in the system where things are driven from the embedded software that's running on the processor. We still want to be able to verify the same scenarios. So we're still going to look at that particular block being driven from the CPU, and we want to reuse that test intent as much as possible. So we also want to be able to coordinate that with the other traffic that's going on in the system. So we can make sure that that block will still do what it needs to do when all the other stuff going on in the system is still doing what it needs to do. And it still needs to be able to talk to that external VIP that's modeling the real world and interacting with everything else that's in the system.